Alright guys, you guessed it. It's time for that video again. I know. For my very few subscribers, I do this way too often. My desk changes around every single couple months. And I say this every video, so I know you guys are tired of it. But hey, at least you get content to see. Before we get into the video, let me thank everyone who found me from that one reel that popped off. That was really cool, and thank you for all that support. That means a lot. So I'm gonna put that there for all you newcomers. Welcome to my channel. Uh, it's me, usually my room and tech or things I'm doing. Then my boy, my little son, Sinna. So they want to say hi to the new people, bro? Say hi. Hey, new people. Sorry, bro. He just wants to go outside right now. He's like, can you finish this video so we can go outside? Anyways, yeah, back to the video, guys. So I have a new setup. It's a little bit crazy-ish, not too crazy. It's a little bit weird, unorthodox, I would say. But honestly, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. I like the style. It's a little bit different. I definitely pushed my boundaries in terms of my imagination of how I was going to configure this setup, and it's definitely new. So I did a lot of different angles and disproportionate stuff. You would have already seen it probably from the intro, but now I'm explaining it. So I was really wanting to change it up. You know, anyone who's in my position who just has like a room and it's not much space like outside of it, where you have to put all your special spaces in that room. For example, like my room is my living room, my office, and my bedroom. So anyone who's in that similar situation where you make your room your true humble abode, like that's your space, you know, your space to do everything. And it gets really hard to change it around and make new versions of it, of expressing yourself and having something fresh, because it's a small room. There's only so many things you can do. So that's why I have so many of these videos of just always making it fresh, giving it a new revamp. So this one is definitely different. Like, it actually challenged my mind. I sat there a lot longer than I normally do when it comes to having ideas, and I challenged myself, and how am I going to make this work in a way where it's something new, but it's not too constraint on everything. Like, it still has its space, it still has its utility, and it still has all of its purpose. And I think I've come up with that rendition. So no need to bore you guys any longer. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first off, this is a setup. If you guys have any questions about what any of the tech is, because I'm not going to go too in depth in this video, I've done a review. It's all my same tech that I've used for my past like 5 setups. So if you have any questions on like where to get them, you can just comment down below. I'll try to respond to you. If not, and you want to know more about them, just go to the past videos. Okay, let's start up top. We have this custom-made Steffi's room sign that I made a while ago, just like with turf, Bristol board, and then I made those little side plaques. And I had to make it, the reason it doesn't look super like clean is because I had to make it in a way where I can just hang them up with pins and nails, because I can't just stick those stuff to the wall because it is a rental. So it's like made so it's not permanent. Like, all these stuff just literally unhook. So I just have to live with that. It looks good enough as long as you don't look too hard. That's up top. And then obviously the floor to ceiling window, which gives me all the light. And that's why I really didn't want to put the desk up against the window, because I still wanted all my light to come through. So it's diagonal. And I didn't want it up against the wall because I was too used to that. Like, it made my desk feel like it was a part of the TV too much, and it didn't have its own area. And I like really separating my workspace versus my lounge space. So having it like this, it makes me able to kind of disconnect and feel like I'm in an office and still have the benefits of all the natural light there, and I can always look over and watch my TV over here. So getting into the desk, we got 2 surround sound speakers there, and a subwoofer down below with another center speaker in there. And I didn't install the rear speakers just because we're diagonal, so I don't know where I would install the rear speakers where it can face me. I don't really want to put them up against the wall here, because then it'll just be blasting into the oblivion of the room for no reason. So I think these do enough, and the sound quality is really good. And even when I'm sitting here, it still feels like surround sound, because they do have 3D audio, which is when this thing comes on, this top speaker, and it kind of amplifies the sound up through the top along with all the other speakers built in. The desk, still the same IKEA desk, but what I did was, you guys know I have a shelf that I custom mounted to make the desk. There's another shelf now that I put behind it that now houses the main monitor and the Mac Mini. I did that so that now I have a lot more desk space here, so it really feels like it's just a big office desk. Like when I'm sitting here, I can do a lot of things at this desk. I can write, still have my keyboard there. My iPad is usually on this desk, so like it's usually right there. But what is nice about it is at the desk you can have it, still have so much space for your keyboard, and you can just do work from your iPad there as well. So that's why I really wanted to emphasize having the monitor off of the main desk, and everything off the main desk except for the tools that you use, for example the keyboard, the trackpad, and the mouse. So you really have space, and it makes it feel like you have space, and I feel like that's so important, especially in a small room. You want to try and create as much space as you can and be as minimal as you can, so you can really feel like you're in a big space even though you're in a small space. You're just doing what you gotta do, you know? So the monitors, still the same from the last review. I got the newer one down below and then the older one up above. The reason I did that is because, as you guys know, the older one has a way wider curve. So I don't know if I can really show it. Let me try. So you see how curved this top one is versus the newer one. It's not nearly as curved. It's more flat. So the older one has a 1000 RR curve. I don't know what the newer one is. It's significantly less. So the reason it's up top is because when you have the more curved one down below and the less curved one up above, it just looks kind of weird. It flares out oddly and it just doesn't match as well. And then furthermore is the new monitor is what I use mostly. And I've just been using this as a sidecar of like things that I just look at passively. So I have like YouTube videos up there, or different stocks or things that I'm looking at passively. I'll have them up there. For example, like I have like news here. So that's why I like that up there. And then the new one, I still get to just use it as my full productivity main display with the new beautiful OLED display, which is just amazing. I can't emphasize enough how much I love this monitor. And if you guys want me to go more in depth, just check out the other video. I might do its own review of like 6 months owning this monitor if you guys really like that. Aside from that, down here we have just a shelf, just like some tech stuff in there, some papers in there, some AirPod Maxes, some books in there. Over here is another little shelf. It's winter now, as you guys can see. It was just snowing, so I keep my main jacket here. I have so many jackets, and I just kind of like this one on display because it's a sick jacket, so I just keep that there. I have my fan there, some plants, some cars down there, and then his dog bowl and his big water bowl. So those just come out and he just uses them. Got the Lambo there, still working on getting the real one. That's the Lambo there, and then everything else up here is some figurines. I went on a trip, so this is from the Grand Canyon. That's another one from the Grand Canyon, and they're just so nice. Like, I found these so cool. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. I still have the same chair here, as you guys can see, that same chair that I got, and it's just a beautiful setup. Like, it's aesthetically pleasing. You get to see it like just any time of day when you're here. It's just beautiful. Like, I have all the ambient lighting, so I still have that Gobi strip there, so at night it just beautiful colored lights flood the desk from there, and then from behind the TV as well. So it's such a nighttime vibe, as you guys saw from the intro. And then during the day, when the sun's coming in, it's just beautiful. Like, you can just sit here and just be in awe the whole time. And there's always something to look at. There's always something to do. Like if you're even if you're just bored, like sometimes I'll just sit here just to use my phone and I'll just throw up YouTube just because it's like cool to have it up there. Like you could just look over at it anytime. And I'm on the side where the sun sets, so when the sun comes in, all of this is just orange. Oh, it's just amazing. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that quick update on the desk setup. And thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.